CBS News.
It's Saturday, baby.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Saturday Night Sell Swords, episode 44. The continuation of the Haste Canyon. Last week, the party delved into the Haste Canyon, tracking down the infamous Hydramel, the lobotomized red dragon at Duncan's call. Using the mythic arrow of dragon slaying recovered from the Howling Fortress, the group was able to strike down the beast, and they recovered a couple of magic items, but most importantly, they recovered the intricate lobotomizing agent, a series of mechanical gizmos that were embedded into the dragon's skull.
Just sounds like a dude. The lobotomizing agent.
Yeah. Their intent is to return that to Sorton so he can investigate it. As you guys know, that Sorton has a very fond and special relationship with dragons of all colors and all kinds. And so the goal is to use the headgear as a way to make amends for absconding with Issa.
No, we can do that. Hey,
I only know of one of us who did such a thing.
Yes. All right. So to pick up from where we left off, the group is currently, engaging with the foes preset here on the map. This is just outside of Duncan's Tower, where Duncan's entourage and his followers are. This is their primary recruiting spot. People who come to pledge loyalty to Duncan and Sathaga, the Great Devourer, come here. They are ritualistically bled using a special knife and altar, and they have their blood mopped up with a collection of moss, fungus, and mushrooms, and then that is fed to Hezro, which are down in the shadowy pit. The group, after examining the ritual a little bit, they learned that this is a place where Sathaga consumes the knowledge of those who are going to join Duncan's ranks. All right, so a couple things to note. Currently, still from last week, Alec and Van are actually airborne. So this model and this model are actually airborne. Your altitudes, thank you.
40 feet.
Yes.
60 for me.
Here we go. And we ended with Issa, who was played by myself last week, sounding some kind of tactical retreat. The main cause of this was because this Hezro here unleashed a blasphemy spell, which caused a lot of strength damage to be shared across the frontline fighters. And so she has called for the battle lines to be redrawn.
Yes.
All right.
How big is a Hezro?
Huh?
How big is a Hezro?
They're large-sized.
Wow. So, yeah.
Well, they can be as big as they want because they're demons, but these ones are large.
Right, so if we kill it, does it just fall over dead?
Yes, this one is actually still here. You guys noticed that means that they have actually been called to this plane.
That's true. Right.
Okay, so top of round 4. This is a continuation of last week's initiative. Top of the initiative is Van.
Alright, since I do not know typically Van does not know, he knows that we're moving towards that, so he is going to trying to make sure that Hezro does not get a blasphemy off. He's going to try to hit it.
Okay.
Kill him.
And I did notice last week that he actually did take some fire damage, but I never did enough to do major damage on him.
Correct.
Okay. So in that case, I will go ahead and actually infuse a Incendiary Catalyst and Alchemist Fire combo on him.
Okay.
As well as Accelerant and Explosive. Alright. Now because he's prone, I have a -4 to the attack, correct?
Yes.
And because on my second range, I have another -2 on that.
Correct.
So that's good, because even with that, I just got an 18, so that is 32, but minus 6, so 26 first touch.
You touch.
And he is now vulnerable to fire with
Okay.
the Incinerate Catalyst for 1 round. So that is... Plus 7, 42. Vulnerability makes that 84, minus whatever resistance he may have in place on fire damage as well.
Okay.
Is he alive?
Yes.
Is he bloody?
You
Yes.
don't know?
I'll throw another explosive firebomb on him.
Okay.
And then after that, I'll be moving up 5 feet just in case.
Yes. Is he only vulnerable for that one bomb?
For 1 round.
For 1 round.
All fire damage, he's vulnerable to.
Okay.
If he catches it and throws it back, I'm gonna be pissed.
It'd be funny.
It happened last week.
Yeah, that's like. Unfortunately, that part's gonna miss because that's only
Evasion.
9, 13, but down to 7 because I got a 4. Yeah. So roll random.
Yeah. Roll me a d12.
This is gonna suck.
7.
Okay. It lands here, which is adjacent to nobody but him.
Okay. And reflex save. Unless it's
I mean, he is prone. It's not
yeah.
really a good
So
one.
Yeah.
that's why I'm like,
penalty.
well, yeah, go ahead. You know, they might.
It's a penalty of 4. Be a 22.
That just passes.
Okay.
So he would only take, if any, because of any resistance. Well, he's vulnerable, so it'd be 6. So technically 12.
Okay. He takes no damage.
So he's at least 20, if not 30. Which I expect from a boss kind of guy like that.
Yeah.
And then I would, of course, go up 5 more feet, and hopefully buy my screw a chance to not take in the blast if he chose to do it. My turn.
All right. This one will stand as his move action, and then he will downgrade his standard action to another move action and move back here. He's going to jump up here.
Yeah, we should do that.
Okay. Yeah, so he jumps up to the ledge.
He
looks
actually came out.
Yeah.
He got a little brave.
Yeah, so he looks around, tries to get an idea of what's going on, and he sees the wizard right above him. And so, are you greater invised or are you regular invised? Were you invised at all? I don't remember.
I was not invisible.
Okay, so he looks up. You just kind of cold him and irradiated him. He doesn't like that, so he charges up a ball of dark energy and shoots it up at you.
Okay, Shazam.
Plus 18. That's actually pretty low. That might miss. That's a 21 versus touch.
First touch. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, make a fortitude save.
That's good. 24.
Okay, you save.
Negate.
Nat 16, so.
It doesn't negate. It is altered.
So it's 4 partial.
4 partial.
Crap.
Do you have your thingy? Your emergency air bubble?
Shitty damage.
It doesn't work. I'm in the air.
It does too. Spear. Emergency force sphere.
Yeah.
No, it's like shield.
Yes. However, you've already touched and saved at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Future.
You take 21 untyped spell damage as you save against a disintegrate.
It's not that bad. Nice.
That's fine. It's okay. That I can take it.
All right.
For now.
2 more of those, though.
1. No, not 1 would kill me because it does a whole bunch more if it succeed. If I fail.
It
Just don't
probably
let
would
it
have killed
succeed.
him.
What would have done total?
It would have.
Disintegrated.
It would have been 36 d6. No, that's too many.
Yeah.
He's 14th level. You've been 28 d6. It's 2d6 per level, and since they are
It's still
using it like
too
an
many for
SLA,
you.
it's 2 per hit die. They have 12 hit die.
It would kill me. That would kill me probably.
Immediately.
Yeah, considering the average would be.
Okay. Alright, next is the Shepherd.
The shepherd.
And the Shepherd is going to cast Unholy Blight.
I wish you wouldn't do, Chief.
Yeah. You know, we changed our mind. We'll do the ceremony now.
You convinced us.
You can have Rael. We'll give him to you.
Just let him play
And
with the
one cleric to be named later.
soon.
No, we traded
Yeah, that's
Rael
actually
on a
man,
cleric
you
to be
know?
named later.
I'm kind of feeling it.
I'm kind of feeling, yeah. You know,
It's the winning team.
not the cold feet anymore.
Or Unholy Blight. There we go.
Me, I think more than
It's a 20-foot radius spread.
Yeah, it really was the blind.
Unholy.
And the holy.
So he moves here, and he is going to target the spell here.
Yeah,
So
of
that will
course.
hit Asher, Grendier, Ricardo, and Bernardo. I need the aforementioned to make a will save, please.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a DC 19.
pass.
I wish you wouldn't.
Okay.
Nope. Thanks. Nope. Both fail.
Okay, what are your alignments?
Neutral and neutral.
Okay, so you'll take half damage from this, because this primarily targets good creatures.
You have 20.
Alright, you two pass.
Yeah, I had 20 or 36.
Alright, you pass, and Asher also passes. Alright, so you two will pass for half.
So if I had passed, I don't think it would.
Correct, yes. If you had passed, you would have only taken a quarter. Shitty damage. 1, 2, 3.
Sounds like 6 to me.
Yeah.
3 for me.
And,
It's 3 for everyone, Josh. Listen.
okay. Yeah, so everyone will take 3. However, since both your characters failed, they are
But-
going to be sickened. Which will effectively is a -2 to your d20 rolls.
Yep.
And that is going to last for a d4 rounds. Oh, I put it out here. Choose dice. For 3. So Ricardo and Bernardo will be sickened for 3 rounds.
Yep. On top of nauseated and dazed, if I remember correctly.
The nauseated was for 1 round when the Hezro died.
Yeah, but I mean, we still haven't reached the end of that round, or we haven't reached the end of my next round.
You're no longer nauseated.
Okay.
Quick question. Would remove sickness be able to remove
Normally, yes. However, per the spell, no.
That sounds like crap we have to worry about if we were fighting. Or trying to run away.
One of the final sentences of the spell is, the effects cannot be negated by remove disease or heal, but remove curse will lift them.
Once again, it still only lasts a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
And we're getting out of here.
Okay. Next are the Boggards. So these two fall back to take a defensive position with the Hizro. So do these ones. They reposition.
Oh, yeah, so I clumped together right in boulder dropping.
However, those two see you, and you're fairly nearby.
Wait the hell up in here.
How are you flying? Do you actually have like an item out, or do you have?
I had a
fly
scroll. I
spell?
cast scroll fly.
He's flapping
Magically.
You don't see, but I have 2 little wings on the back of my neck that are
Yeah.
really fast.
Like two
Yeah.
chairs stuck in
And
the same place.
you have shield up, so they know not to match against you.
The shield doesn't affect touch, right?
Shield does affect touch. Per the rules of
Yeah,
shield.
but you
So I would have had a 19. But don't matter, so let's
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Because he said 22.
Yeah. They'll snowball you. So, it doesn't offer spell resistance, and it
They're snowballs.
doesn't offer spell resistance, and there's no saves, just touch. Right.
Snowball?
Yeah.
No, there's a fort save.
Fort save to reduce the effect, I think.
Fort save to make it to where I'm not staggered. If I have to make it, if I pass on the fort save, I'm good. If I fail, then I'm staggered for 1
How
round.
about while he's
Okay.
rolling, you confirm
Yeah,
the spell
yeah.
for
Go
him?
ahead and roll. Yeah.
Sorry.
First one's touch.
Does he have it written down on the card?
15.
No.
Okay. Second one.
And I fail.
Okay. Well, that's it.
It doesn't touch, so.
That's a 2. So that misses. Yeah. So they waddle up, a bunch of cold energy, throw it up at you, and it just goes right by you.
That's a heck of an arm. It's only 60 feet.
I mean, they are frog people, so.
But still, no, you gotta admit, it's only 60 feet.
Bernardo.
Ready's in action to fall back when he's physically capable of doing so.
You can fall back right now.
No, he can't. It's not. He
He
would
needs
have
to
to drop
grab
his
his
equipment to do so.
Okay.
And there's a sword and a shield. He's not losing both.
Okay.
Why?
Ricardo.
Are you paying
Because he
attention?
does not want to lose his items
He
of
can't live
defense and attack. It's just ready in action. Somebody's going to be casting something on me to get you out of here in a minute.
All right. Ricardo. Same thing.
Goes into full rage and runs away.
Okay.
Activates Rage's free action and then runs away. Because that increases his strength enough to be able to keep his equipment and still be able to run.
Yeah. Okay.
Can Asher
joke,
carry
joke.
you away?
What?
Can Asher carry you away? Go fetch you, carry something?
Yeah. Asher could carry Bernardo.
Yeah, but he's falling sheep.
You're carrying it.
No, remember we covered this at the beginning. He dropped the shield.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it right beside you?
Rael?
Yes, but I don't have the strength.
No, I
I'm
got
waiting
you.
to get
That's
like
fine.
full strength or something. I can just pick it right up and run away.
It's fine.
Okay.
Hold my position, ready action to throw
No, 5 rounds.
knives at any enemy that bounds towards us.
Okay.
Large person is it? Three positions over here. Is it?
Alec?
I'll fly within 10 feet diagonal above the guy.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I will use my Rod of Quicken spell to quicken Prestidigitation
Okay.
and prestidigitate the blood off the dagger.
Okay.
And then for my standard action, I will cast Dimension Door and poof over by you guys.
Okay. Are you going to remain flying, or are you going to land?
I'm going to remain flying.
Okay.
And I will remain flying about 100 feet above everybody else.
15, 20, 25 feet.
Tell us the doorway.
There is no door. It's out in the open.
You're checking.
Okay. Just make sure to mark your own altitude. Grendier?
Does anything occur to my negative level after he cleaned the knife?
No.
Ah, cool. Crap.
You do know that, yeah, the group seems to be disengaging back, and
I understand that. I was just asking about the negative levels in case that cleaned it. I'm going to be moving back
okay.
20 feet.
Wait, can you just say, hey, puppet, carry this, and then run?
And then, as a standard, I'm going to cast a ball of sunlight in my palm and shoot the shepherd.
Okay.
'Cause he's in with, how far away? More than 100 feet?
Within what?
Is he within 100 feet?
Yeah, easily. It's probably like 60 or 70 feet away from you right now.
Range touch.
You know, it's not just ready for somebody to do something.
Was a 16 hit his touch?
Yeah. Yes.
He's not undead, is he?
He counts as undead, yes.
He does.
Oh, bigger die.
Well,
You've
one's
encountered-
still a 1, no matter the
You've
size of
encountered
the
this
die.
before when you fought Duncan and the other cleric back in your first attempt to take.
Does he have just more of like a upped version of it, essentially?
What do you mean?
Because my things that would affect undead didn't affect them, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a better version of it. He does not.
Alright.
He skipped that day.
Okay.
And you could spellcraft this effect. Because it's not that you know to up the damage, it's the way the damage on him is received.
It's gonna be 36 damage.
Okay. Alright. The shepherd collapses into a pile of ash.
Fuck yeah! Fuck you!
There's a chance to get that knife.
Go get that knife. Someone, please. Yeah, you're close.
Well, I mean,
I'm
it depends
45
on
feet
what
deep.
happens on Gauss's turn, if the dog will be free to grab it or not.
And last.
If you enlarge, I can grab the shield and run
Yeah.
myself.
I finally
Okay.
did
I have
something
the range.
correct. Huzzah.
So you spellcraft that effect. They have what is one of the few explanations, and what it probably is a modified version of the Heart of Stone spell, which is something kind of like a clone. You take your heart out and you remove it from your body, and you put it somewhere else for safekeeping. While your heart is outside your body, you are still vulnerable to death, but in case you die, that body becomes ash, and your body begins to then regrow around your heart.
So it's a quasi-phylactery.
Do you
Yeah,
fear
it's like a
death,
quasi-phylactery. However, if your heart is destroyed, you are irrevocably destroyed. You can't be brought back by normal magic, as you live like a cursed life, and your soul was more or less split. So there's no intact soul to bring back.
By destroying, you mean like totally disintegrated, or just like crushed, or
What do you mean?
like what do you mean by destroyed? Like
If you destroy the
completely-
heart, if you do damage
Just
to
stab
it,
it.
and
Enough
destroy it.
damage to where it can't be
Yeah.
usable as a heart.
Yes, exactly.
Stab it once.
Yeah, if you stab it,
So that
that would do enough. So in this case, no, that was the body without the heart. But while the spell is active, they have all the negative attributes of undead and none of the benefits. So he was still subject to like mind affecting capabilities, but any spells that specifically target undead in a more harmful way, such as like sunburst, searing light,
Or channel.
daze, disrupt undead, all that kind of stuff, hide from undead, they would have all worked on him.
So then Duncan and them have like,
A better version of it.
so just with all the
all the extra bonuses as well.
Yep. Good job, footnote that. That's good.
Yeah, which
Alright.
means we if we kill Duncan, he's not really dead. That which
Well,
is dead cannot die.
Cross that bridge when we get there.
Yes.
Excellent turn. Anything else in your turn?
So yes, that was Grendier moving standard, so I believe he's done. Alright. Gauss.
Oh wow, so quick. Alright, so I'm gonna run up to within range. I'm gonna cast a spell called towards Bernardo there. Because he's looking a little shriveled and shrunken. And I'm gonna cast Enlarge Person.
What's the range on it?
Come on. And then
What's the range?
What's the range?
oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. It's 25 plus 5 feet per level.
5 feet per 2 level. It's close.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
exactly what I meant. So
You're level 10 now?
With the ring, he
With
counts
the
as level
ring.
10.
With the ring, yeah, you count as level 10.
To be 50 feet.
50 plus so 75.
Really?
25 plus 5 for 2. 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50 feet.
Right.
Okay.
Which that's way closer than 50 feet. Unless
it?
we're counting all the diagonal.
It's close. I'll give it to you.
And then he moves you up one. It's close. I'll give it to you.
Just a little. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you enlarge Bernardo.
Now that his
Now that triggers your ready to action.
Yep. I grab my shield and I move my full speed to the back. Yeah.
Yeah, between me and the enemy, right?
No, I mean I'm gonna be behind.
Because
you.
also, when your size category goes up, your carrying capacity dramatically goes up as well.
Well, my strength score goes up with enlarged person, which would
Yes.
allow me to grab the shield and
Oh.
still be able to walk.
Yep.
no.
Because heavy weapons are the worst.
Alright, so that was Gauss. Don't come over to me.
Asher's
Alright, Issa.
Get the dagger. Run away.
I'm gonna have. Do we need the dagger?
Noel really wants that.
It's a potentially powerful item.
You could see him busy.
Asher doesn't have broken movement, so if you order him to fetch the dagger, he will be out there alone.
I'm up there with him.
Yeah, but she's
He
about
will be
to-
out there alone.
Does she still have her ready to action once everyone was out of the way to shoot the grappling arrow? Everyone's out of the way. Correct? That was her next.
Got a point. A lot of people are out there.
And
Shoot the
Asher's
what?
not. She was going to shoot some kind of grappling effect.
Oh yeah, the entanglement.
Yeah, and everyone's out of the way that would be affected, as is Asher is unable to be affected by it.
Yeah, with Woodland Stride.
Yeah, so she cast it, correct?
I mean, that was my decision last session.
Yeah, but it was her
Still
ready
a
to
ready
action.
to act.
Yeah, I'm allowing her to change that because she
Okay.
wasn't here. But
Yeah.
yeah, my plan was for you to cast Entangle out here and entangle them down, which would give everybody a better opportunity to escape.
Yeah, and that would literally be
Escape.
Did that be Issa, but Asher.
Can I? Is there a way to like spellcraft the dagger from here
Yes.
first to see if it's
Scanning. Dagger.
super good?
It's an artifact. It's obsidian. Or at least a route. And it's really clear.
Nice.
Well, the dagger is not magic; it's just made of obsidian. That was a supernatural ability the cleric had.
Lane?
Okay, so I
Do you
can
feel
leave it.
Cleric.
What can I spell? Crap.
What?
It's her turn.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Alright.
So you don't think the dagger's magic?
You get a very good look at the dagger. You can do it later.
Alright, then I'm gonna call Asher back.
Drop the entangle.
Sure.
Okay. At that point, does the group disengage from the fight?
We're trying.
I was going to try to cut the hedge on the way out. Since he's
You
so
can.
weak, but I can attack once and fly off. I'm 60 feet in the air and I have fly speed of 4.
I can launch if there's anything following us. I'll launch
Young man,
a
what I
couple
asked you
So,
launch shots
agree
of
or not
shit.
nothing.
Yeah. So the group disengages.
Yes.
Okay. The group disengages.
Well, hold on. You gonna do it? You gonna try?
If he
On
makes
that
an
way.
attack, the round continues. Or he's at the top of the round. If he attacks, all the other guys are going to attack as well.
Yeah, but you guys can keep moving. I can go up. So you guys can keep scooting. I'm trying to kill as many as I can on the way out so the people on the ground can get out easier.
is no. We are not disengaging.
Okay.
May I
Can't erase
ask,
the map yet.
Did we figure out a way we're actually retreating with? Are we using the ship or?
We're running away.
Oh,
Yeah.
just running. Okay.
Yeah.
The rounds
Okay.
continue.
Hey, I've got.
Alright,
all
round
kinds
5
of
with Van.
spells.
And are we still on the shadow thing?
He's been doing. He's going to keep trying to clear him out, so we can keep going. So
Okay.
he's still vulnerable technically for this attack, right?
No.
Fuck, I can roll my guy. I got to think one more of those.
Okay. Yeah, you said it was for 1 round.
That's right. So begin the round it.
At the beginning of the round,
Gotcha.
it was yeah.
Then yeah, I'll do that one more time. Same full little package.
Okay.
Someone probably
Blue,
has damage.
blue, come on, blue. Okay. He's not crouched anymore.
This is true.
So because he is out on second increment of range though, so 22 first touch.
Yep.
Seven, 68 minus his resistance, which I assume is at least 20, if not.
Okay. He falls unconscious.
Who's that?
And then I guess since reflex save for the two around him because it's an explosive bomb, so 10-foot burst.
Okay.
Maybe
The caster rolls an 18, so that's a 26.
that passes.
That one rolls an 1, so he's effective.
So one that failed, 13 fire damage, and the one that passed, 6. Fire.
Okay, noted. Anything else?
Still twitching unconscious.
He's unconscious.
We're retreating. I'll start flying.
Alright, so you fly out 60.
Yeah. Well, 40, because my glider only goes 40.
Okay. Alright. So, actually, at that point, you know, if you're just throwing the 1 bomb and flying,
Yeah.
everybody else is going to take their actions to fall back still.
Yeah.
You guys disengage from the combat. The Hezro
Totally
lives.
not what I'm doing.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, I cast invisibility on myself.
And then
And then what?
Then I'm gonna wait a turn to cast fly on myself, so I can get some movement speed.
Okay. Are you staying here to fight?
Yeah,
Okay.
We're all leaving.
Tell me that telepathically?
yeah,
You
the
know,
message.
What do you do?
because we have that the bomb.
Yeah, we have telepathic bond up.
Yeah,
Right.
what's the
So
plan here?
the plan is that dead Hezro has Van's items.
So you're gonna sneak over there
I'm
and
gonna
grab
sneak
Van's
over there and
items?
steal all Van's items and then run the hell away. Because you know invisibility lasts a good long while. But
Okay.
first I have to find out whether anyone can see invisibility.
Yeah.
So I'm like not running straight over there.
Just
Okay.
that guy in front of his dead body.
Okay.
With that message, I will stay and provide some cover, since he's moving while moving back.
Okay.
Telepathically, maybe we should be able to count this through.
Is there anybody chasing us as we're starting to head out?
It didn't look like they were getting ready to chase you.
Then I will cast invisibility on. Do I have that prepped?
You know that
I
meme
don't have
picture
that
of the
correct.
guy turning away from the girl he's with to look at the other girl? The party, the plan, what we're doing.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Appreciate that. How many
Alright.
rounds does that take, actually? Because the weakening effect is only temporary.
Yes.
I would fly down those rounds that
We'll
have
do
been
it round
passing.
by round.
I would have flew
Yeah.
down and I would have used the
we're
wand.
not. You are way too far ahead right now.
Shit.
Now we're. Okay. So, this Hezro moves over here. It conjures up in its gut a deep, befouling, disgusting nastiness, and it projectile vomit out a giant cloud spell, and it's going to be centered here. I need
Emergency force
Asher, Rael, Bernardo, Issa, Gauss, and Grendir to all make fortitude saves, please.
your wedding ring in the bathroom.
This is my wedding ring.
Gotta make a
This is a poison effect, and I believe you are immune to poison. Okay, so you are immune to poison. You, no, but you do still need to roll for Asher.
Who needs to roll for it save?
Bernardo.
What's the DC?
None of your damn
28.
business.
The DC is 22.
Well, I beat it by 6.
Okay.
Asher got a 29.
Okay, pass. Rael.
So
Fail.
Ricardo was just outside of the ring.
High fort saves.
And Gauss.
What?
Then we all have high fort saves.
No. Actually, rogues are not known for their forts.
No, they are not. I was hoping you'd say reflex, like, oh yes, get this.
No, because then I would have died.
They give you plus.
Absolutely hands me.
Only on ongoing effects.
I got your ongoing effect
Yeah, I'm
right
pretty
here.
sure he's correct, because that's what I was thinking too.
We have
Yeah.
we have the greater haters now.
Regardless, what'd you roll?
I already declared emergency force shield.
Which
Okay.
removes your.
No, it does not. It's not an attack.
This is the shepherd attacking now.
No.
This is a Hezra.
It's the
and
heavily
just-
fucked up Hezra.
Okay,
Ongoing.
so emergency
The
force
shepherd's
shield, you
dead.
activate it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's important. I'm gonna mark that in blue.
Is it visible? Is emergency force field visible?
It will be in a second.
I mean, yeah.
You're gonna,
it's
be,
not,
you're gonna be surrounded by a cloud. It's gonna be very clear where the cloud ends.
Does this cloud spell have a K in it somewhere after cloud?
Yeah.
Is it the first letter after cloud?
Yeah.
I say we jump, Dylan.
It's a 10-foot radius or diameter.
Rate or diameter. So like, centered on me. So it's pretty much the adjacent squares next to me.
Yeah.
First one. Like 40.
Yeah, like that.
Okay. So, yes, he conjures up a cloud kill, casts it out there. You are immune to poisons, as he says. So you're immune to this. So this is a poison effect. For everyone else, however,
Not as much.
yeah, nice, a 4. If you failed, you take 4 con damage. If you passed, you take 2 con damage.
How long does it last?
This will
no.
last for 12 minutes.
No. Sorry, I meant the cloud.
12 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. The damage is permanent until removed.
Okay.
That's here.
Isn't there some spell like windy gust of wind?
Yeah, gust of wind, wind wall. There are a lot of effects. Anything with more than like a 10 miles per hour effect will disperse the cloud. But the cloud will continue to roll this way down the ramp.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, isn't the ramp going up?
It's over.
No.
Oh, wait, no, the tower
This,
is.
picture
this
of
that
it.
ramp over there is going up.
I got
This
it.
one is like you're going up a series of platform switchbacks to get
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
tower.
There's one near those natural formations.
Yeah. All right. And the shepherd is slain. That was the last Hezro. Now it is the boogers. They can see that you are in the emergency force field because unlike other cloud effects, cloud kill does not obscure line of effect or line of sight. It doesn't grant concealment. So they see you. They see that you're unaffected.
Well, they see something. They don't see me. I'm invisible.
You're not invisible yet.
No, I already said invisibility.
Invisibility.
You said on
then
my
wasn't-
fly.
Yeah, that's on your turn.
Yeah, it was my turn. You said,
Yeah.
"What do you do?" I cast invisibility.
And then Van.
And then he cast fly on himself.
No.
It's which part?
No. There was only one round of combat, of actual combat, and
Right.
on your turn you moved up and enlarged Ricardo or Bernardo, whichever one.
Oh,
After that, it was, are we disengaging? And the discussion was, if we are not disengaging, what are you doing?
Okay.
And then I asked for your plan, not your
Gotcha.
actions.
I thought that was it. It was like
No, those actions did not happen. I was just concerned. It was like, if we're not disengaging, what do you intend to do? Going after items is a valid strategy.
Okay.
I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying, as per action economy, those spells have not
Gotcha.
actually been cast yet.
Then, I was running away 60 feet, looking like I'm running away, disengaging with everybody, then I cast invisibility on myself.
Okay, that's
Okay, but yeah, that was, but
Yeah.
I get you. That was how it worked in my head.
okay. These ones don't like getting bombed, so they would move away from the bomb target.
So join double A.
So they would move up to here. Spread out a little bit.
Yeah, come on into the cloud.
Yeah, roll for it. Wait, yeah, are they even stuck? Doesn't like the tangle have a thing that like makes them stuck? Entangle.
Okay. Yes. So they're in it. Out, in, out. They're predominantly in. They're just on the edge. Have to go around. Okay. So they don't. Bernard.
Where's the end of the cloud kill at? Other end.
It's from here to here.
Bernardo's going to move to the forward point, as you stated it was rolling that way.
That way. Okay.
So it's rolling this way, or it's rolling this way.
It is rolling towards me.
Then Bernardo is going to come to this direction.
Okay. You want to go around?
Bernardo is the guy in red.
Yeah. Okay, yes. You do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
In turn.
Alright. Ricardo?
Looks like Ricardo might have. Why can't he move straight again?
He'll be moving through it. Once you enter, you'll have to save.
Yeah, I guess he'll just move around to the far out. Yeah.
Yep.
Like that. There we go.
Got it.
Turn ended.
Ryo.
The dagger in the of the Shadowlands in my left hand. Activate the greater invisibility.
Okay.
Move forward behind Gauss, adjacent. So I can have my or anything.
Okay. You cannot be adjacent to Gauss, as he's already cast the emergency force field.
Adjacent to any position where I can have line of effect.
Okay.
Move behind Grinder, you'll have line of effect to Grinder.
You have line of effect of the three that are going to come around the thing now.
So that was assuming that I'm going to run, but
Yeah. But you remember, we made a plan, so that's how you knew we weren't going to do that. Right?
Yep. Alright, so you move up, you cast Greater Invis. Anything else?
With this is a question for you. With the dagger of the Shadowlands in my left hand, could I still use my knives bandolier and throw knives?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pathfinder doesn't recognize main hand versus offhand.
Okay.
So, because they're both light weapons and dual wielding is a thing, you can still dual wield with your other hand.
Okay. And then that'll be my turn.
Okay. Alec.
And which one were you looking at? Are you going for it?
Me?
Yeah, which Hezro has your stuff?
The one that's following. I was thinking you guys were gonna keep moving, but
So was I.
change plan.
It's okay.
Though you would have heard telepathy.
Who's got our mode of escape again?
There are two people that have our method of escape. Three people technically. It's just
100.
pick your poison where you want to land.
At that point, if he's still got the
How
boat, he's
far am
hanging
I
out back
from
here. We're gonna hit a group of
popping
people at
off
some point.
and irradiate right here?
Is it a long range spell?
That's what I'm pretty sure it is, yes. I'm looking it up right
Thank
now.
goodness.
That and
I mean, imagine
Yeah,
being a short
so I
range
can
bow
cast
spell.
at 210 feet.
Yeah. Definitely in range.
Alright. then yeah, I'll just go ahead and do that.
Okay. Center radiate.
I still love these.
You roll fortitude saving throws.
You're radiated
So for
cloud
the
kill.
first
It's
cast,
21 fortitude saving throw.
fail. Also fail.
Quick and radiate cloud kill.
The Hezro fails. This dice sucks. All of them fail.
Yes.
It's a great die.
doing
Don't
that.
put it down.
I like that.
Was it 30 foot?
So it's going to be 60. So 20 foot out is the high damage.
Yeah.
Then 21 to 40 is medium. Then 41 to 60 is low.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Van.
You're not in range.
That's not you. You're not.
No, none of us are in range.
Then
Yeah,
look-
60 is out to here. Nobody's in range.
Yeah.
He's nuking the
Actually,
majority.
does he get the other Hezro, the 60 foot?
It gets all of them right
Yeah.
here,
Except
and
for
all
these
of
three
them.
guys.
So all of them failing. So the ones that are in with the high, which is all 4 of them, is going to be. Actually, no, I said maximize with the rod, so I don't know why I'm rolling. So yeah, they take 8 con
Okay.
drain.
I think it's damage.
You got a lot of those.
They take 8 con drain for failing that, and then they have to make another fortitude saving throw because
Okay.
they have to do the strength per day.
Okay.
If you want to do that right now. That's it.
Only
that's
the survivors
not
need to
necessary.
roll the strength.
Okay.
Because
So, yeah,
they
so they
fall.
all take 8 con drain.
Yes.
Look, that happens later. Yeah. I mean, great is also the same.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
See, the only
Okay.
question I have
So you
is
could rate that
there
one
a
to
die
this.
in the Iron Maiden?
Because you had already irradiated them and hit them with a cone of cold, these two die.
Zuh.
That one has really not loving it today.
Yeah, because he
It's like,
had,
should not have come
that's a
forward.
total of 12 con drain on him
Yeah.
because he passed last
And
time,
he's-
which is
yeah,
4.
he already has
Single
damage
digits.
marked on
Yeah,
him.
he's got to be in single digits to just a
Four.
400.
He was
I-
bloodied already, wasn't he, before he came out?
Actually, well, he has a
guys.
that means he has a negative con score.
Oh,
Which means he
dead.
instantaneously dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, not con score, con modifier.
Oh, okay.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's
that's
anywhere
even-
from
oh, yeah,
8
that's not
down.
down.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's probably single digits just off of like
The radiation.
the radiation alone. So yeah, he's
Yeah.
really just laboriously doing nothing.
The episode title.
Yeah, because they're
That's
not
really
they're not
bad.
undead. They're demons, so they do have con scores and
I just
can't
hear-
be affected by drain.
Yeah, remember, none of the good stuff for being undead.
Yeah, so
That's
12.
the hedge.
That's what I heard. I heard.
No, so they would be 17.
I gotta start animating.
George said I could do it. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna hug him and squeeze him and. Oh shit. Oh well. It's okay. I will hug them and squeeze them.
Good reference. And those ones you saw the note for. So he's practically
He is unconscious.
That's as good as dead to me.
Yeah, but he is not dead.
like the they're
He's cool.
Yeah, they had also been hit by the cone, so he's dying.
This just turned into a winnable fight, gentlemen.
And then
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Steve.
the one behind the
I
weapon.
will. If we're staying and doing this, it's because that's what it looks like it's turning into. I will use a charge from my Rod of Quicken, and I will aim a. No, I won't reach with that.
Doesn't the other ones take con damage too? Do they? Because they're in the outer zone.
No, it's
I'm
true.
not going to use the Quicken Rod
No, everything.
because I don't have anything to use it with.
I saw him mark it out. You're the edge. That one guy
Scorching
standing there,
ray
his arm is
or
hanging over the
radiation.
edge. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's
See,
only.
see, if Steve had knew it was going to work like gangbusters, he probably would have centered it more in the middle of those two groups.
So you're just trying to make sure he can hit.
Yeah.
I don't want to hit
Mainly,
anybody
yeah.
else.
Because I don't
either.
have.
He's got a great console.
Can I say I use my?
That's like,
not
did
say
you
use
take
maximize.
one?
No, that's
Oh no.
my turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
It was a good turn.
I've done two.
Good job.
Yeah.
But because
Yeah, very
that
good.
isn't-
Nice.
two
You
months
cleared
ago,
the board.
it's like,
Grendier.
Not. Well,
Cleared it. He
Grendier is
used it.
going to move out of the cloud.
Does anyone
Next
since
up
you
to
did the near
Bernardo.
one, does anyone else
Does anyone else want?
get radiation from the
It's gone. It's an instant like pulse. It's
Yeah.
like a So that's why I make sure nobody's within range.
Is that guy over there in like the low damage area?
Is the negative levels
you weren't
I
in
was
it, you're good.
experiencing because the enchantment is still in effect?
This guy with his arm hanging over, he was just on the edge of
This one right here.
60.
He would take one.
Then I
for-
cast spiritual weapon
Okay.
on the unconscious Hezro with Alex armor.
Okay.
Does it have a spell
Good idea.
resistance?
Now release unconscious.
Okay, cool. It appears as a
We're
warhammer
doing this.
and smacks a dagger now.
It's fucking bullshit.
It's right there. Go grab.
It's right here.
I want to leave.
That is going to be
I still want to leave.
We're almost going
16 damage.
Reinforcements are coming.
Okay.
Nice.
You brain the Hezro dead.
Cool. So a magical hammer appears out of nowhere
Come on.
and just boop.
Could you make a guitar? Say,
It has to be.
Weapon of his deity.
Well, actually, then it'd be a king. Like a
I think
rod.
Tyr could shred a mean guitar solo.
Tyr's a sword, I believe.
No, Tyr doesn't use. Well, I guess it depends on what the.
alright, so you
cannon
killed the
is.
Hezro that I've been trying to kill.
With
Appreciate
what hand?
that.
Popped.
Anything else on your turn?
I will be downing a. What do I have first? Another cure moderate potion.
Okay.
Right call, buddy.
Yeah.
Run away!
Those guys hadn't been able to do anything the whole fight. They're just like,
Yeah.
you know what? We're just gonna leave you guys to this.
Gauss?
I'm jealous.
Alright. I guess fly myself then.
Okay.
Does this feel like
No.
Quick question on the potions. They do the cash like the third level caster level, or is it my caster level?
It's whoever created it. So if you just bought it, then it's usually minimum caster level. No. You said cure what?
Moderate.
Moderate?
2.
No.
Cast level 4?
Not fly.
Yeah,
Invisibility.
it would be 2d8 plus 3, because you have to be
invisibility.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 2d8 plus 3.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure how many spell slots I have, but I probably have enough. I'm gonna do invisibility first, because that's a lower level spell.
Okay, so you
also
cast invisibility on
potentially-
yourself.
That's it.
Okay.
That is my turn. Just switch.
Issa.
I will. And I'll aim at those two.
It's a continuum.
You get one of your highest.
Okay. As long as everyone's aware of that.
18.
Looks like Ashley's the only one who did the caster.
We'll fix that.
Anchoring arrow?
Hmm?
Anchoring arrow?
Yeah, that would help.
I mean, he's
But
already
you don't have a
stuck.
spell. But yeah.
So 3 6 fire damage. 3 regular, 6 fire.
Okay. Anything else? Van?
Well, seeing that it's instantly turning around, they're running away. We're scooting away. He's over there. So I see 3 potential hostiles. I will actually fly over so I'm a little closer to the 2 in front of the dead Hezro. I'm still 45 feet in the air, so.
How far do you want to move? Your full 40?
'Cause I'm still 45 up. Yeah, that's fine. And then I will throw 1 explosive unstable accelerant, infuse an alchemist fire. No incendiary catalyst, basically, and I'll hit. Does either one of them look more hurt than the other?
The caster's pretty messed up.
Then I'll aim at the caster one.
Okay.
Well, better now than later.
I can.
So 20 minus 2 because of my range increment right now, so 18 first touch on him.
Hits.
Cool. Hopefully he has no. Well, he might have some stars.
Time for stat generation.
Yeah. Seven is 42.
37 plus 7.
42. 44? 44. Yeah, hi.
He is slain.
And then reflex save from the other one?
He was 15 feet away.
Oh, is it 15? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
two empty squares.
Alright, I moved, I did that, so I can't do anything else. And they can. Okay.
Alright. These ones also begin to flee. However, they climb up the mountainside.
Something bad's about to happen.
30.
I don't think
This one fully leads as the dog
No.
moves.
No. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Good.
We need to go.
They called for backup. That backup could just be a meteor drop right in the center of this hole. Alright. All of us standing
Or
in.
they're just waiting for the dragon. That's not gonna.
Could be. He'll come.
Alright, that's what we got.
Yeah.
Or another lobotomized dragon.
They kill.
We don't know about it.
Improbable.
What
but
kind of guy
possible.
goes around doing that to multiples?
Yeah.
Or Duncan in his nightmare right now.
Or I think Van's just gonna grab his equipment and then we're gonna leave.
Yeah. I hope.
In fact, we're gonna open the boat up right in the middle of this hole and just take off.
Guy
Okay.
is holding on.
Pro tip, you move Dasher over here.
Yep.
So the cloud kill continues to move this way, not really hitting anything in its path.
Their new
And-
baker walked through it not realizing what it was.
Yes.
How long does that, just for reference, how long does that spell last going that way?
Minute per level.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. They're fun.
Okay. So, there are no more enemies effectively on the board.
We finished
They
off
run,
the last one,
they
believe me.
run, everybody's good.
Yeah,
You guys
that
have
has
covered the
your-
items. Where are you going now?
Coup de grace, right?
To loot the bodies. And leave. No.
Yeah.
We're opening the boat and leaving, right?
That's fine if you guys want to open the what?
Is there any other way for us to leave without
Yeah,
the
we
boat?
could just run away.
Why? The boat's the fastest.
Do we still have that shadow step instead of like
That's
in
in
That
the
is
open ground?
expensive, Josh.
The boat goes up, Josh.
We loot. We reposition through the canyon. We use the boat
Yes,
a little away
that.
from the tower, just a little bit.
Because there's like ballista pointed at us right now. I think
Could
we
be.
flew next
Well,
to
there's
the tower,
also
we
a
shot.
cloud of haze, so they're waiting for us to.
Yeah.
But if we go out this way, doesn't matter.
So let's just run and good.
Either way,
Run.
the speed in which that boat can move, going straight up, they wouldn't be able to hit us if they wanted to.
I disagree.
55 miles per hour is pretty quick.
Buckle up.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
I think the better question is, where are we flying?
Yeah.
Where are we flying to?
Away.
Please.
Elise?
Yes, closest one.
Yep. At least it is.
All right. Yeah, I would aim the ship. Then we'd unfold in a minute after collecting everything, and then fly out of the canyon, up, and then through the clouds head towards Elise, trying to at least not make it obvious where we're going.
Okay. All right, we're back. Episode 44, part 2.
Well,
I'll let you boogaloo.
Huh?
been
there was
a
a
bit of a
metaphor, but
break.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, part 3. Tomato.
Yeah.
All right. So the party has regrouped deeper within the Haze Canyon. They opened up the ship.
We also love
Yes. There's also a level. Everybody leveled up to 10. Ding! With the unfolded boat, the party departed the Haze Canyon and flew to Elise. A couple things to summarize in Elise as you guys do your level up and rest. Alicia is no longer fulfilling casting requests for your group. However, she does allow you to make use of the standard market. So you can still buy things and still buy standard spellcasting services through her attendees. Through her
Can I
group.
get this dagger identified?
Huh?
Can I get this dagger identified?
It's just an obsidian dagger.
No +1 or anything?
Nope. No, it was supernatural ability that the shepherd was imbuing into it. Kind of related to the altar.
masterwork.
It is masterwork because it's an obscure material.
There you go. So you can enchant rather easy.
Yeah.
It would be.
All right. So you spend several hours recouping, resting, coming up with a plan. behind the scenes, we actually took a significant break where we discussed what we were going to do next. So to summarize that, the group decided that they were going to attempt to take on Duncan a third time.
Third time's a charm.
Yep, third
Because
time.
we're fucking persistent.
And yeah, because you're the persistent 8.
Yeah.
Persistent pain in my ass.
Well, technically the persistent 9.
Mm-hmm.
9.
Yeah.
9. 9 is good.
So, you start preparing yourselves appropriately. That night, you attempt to scry on Duncan in order to get an idea of where he is. Because you didn't even know if he was in the Haste Canyon that day when you attacked. So, go ahead and fulfill your scry spell.
You have to roll 22. P. I have that already, and level will spell resistance. Do I roll for your spell resistance? I believe
Yes.
I do. It's a 16 on the die plus.
You could use that piercing rod. Add a +5 to that.
Plus 5 is 21, plus my caster level, which is 11, so 32. Plus another 3 from my feats, and plus another 2 from my feet, and that's 33.
Okay,
34.
you overcome his spell resistance.
All right, now you have to make a will save.
Okay, he elects to fail.
He elects to fail.
Of course he does.
He
Oh my
wants
god,
to
the scrying's coming from inside the boat.
Where is he? What do I see?
So, you see Duncan atop of his nightmare with his cleric buddy and Joe Platemail astride their own
Don't say nightmare.
not nightmare, but their own horses, and they are leading his entire host through the hazed canyon to Elise. They are about 6 hours away.
So we just wait here?
Yeah.
Well, we gotta go tell Elise.
No, we don't.
She is gonna kick us out.
No, she's not right now.
Well, warning her at the very least would be good.
Getting an army. Get an army together.
She's also a very high-level caster and will protect her city. If we tell her what's going on,
Thank you for telling us how Elise thinks. We appreciate that.
Okay.
So this is after our rest.
So,
right?
This is during the rest, so you will have time to complete your rest, and then you will have about 2 hours to prepare before he arrives.
All right, we let her know.
Grab a local kid, tell him to go
use
tell
your
Elise
sending
some
rod.
shit. Yeah.
Okay.
okay, so
So it can be instantaneous.
what
It's our
do
fault they're
we
coming. We
what
stand tight.
do we want to do?
Good read.
I say we use your sending rod to tell Alicia, whatever the fuck her name is, what's going on. We finish our long rest to get our spells together. We use the remaining 2 hours helping the city prepare for a fight.
Yeah, I think that's...
Okay, I screwed up.
Whirling-
Steve, also don't destroy any cities.
Rolling this one.
You didn't say that at the beginning of the night, so sorry,
He's
bud.
right, he's right. Blake, don't destroy any buildings. I told Blake not to. I forgot to tell Steve not to.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Okay.
I got one.
I did my job.
Yeah.
Grandier agrees. Protect the city.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you send a message to Alicia.
I would sell the stuff before that.
You would sell the stuff before that.
Gotta make a profit.
I was just saying that.
Gotta make a profit
What's your
somehow.
alignment?
Neutral.
Yeah. Neutral.
Chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral.
Yes.
Too good.
Okay.
Before she shut down the market on us, like, well, I mean, like, now the city has some stuff to defend itself with.
Very true.
They can't use gold.
That is very true.
All right.
I'm not saying this.
You're dangerously close to evil. Keep it up. You're on wafer thin ice.
Is that really
man.
a problem for me, though?
I get it in line for her.
So once again, another plan goes down the drain.
Okay, so
We're still fighting Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah, on his terms.
yeah. Okay. So you send a message to Alicia, and you send a runner.
I
Sending
sent
spell.
a runner. They
Okay.
send a message.
Okay. So
Just in case your message doesn't make it.
about 2 minutes after that, she and several of her associates come storming into wherever you are.
It was him!
demanding answers.
Hi.
Alicia.
If you would calm down, I will give you the answers you see.
Give us questions. We'll give you
Okay.
Help.
They are
They get some.
armed, by the way. They have their
Would you
stats
like
and
some
whatnot.
What am I holding?
Duncan's coming.
Yeah. And so Alicia grabs you by the scruff
Of course.
and pulls you in
Hello.
and just starts screaming into your face, "What did you do?"
Well, you see,
This one time.
what I would like,
at
what
Bart-
I did was get this cool little dagger knife. I twirl around the obsidian dagger. But what everyone else did, along with me as a party, was recover a suit of armor that belonged to my excellent comrade here.
I want it added that Bernardo didn't do shit.
Oh, he really did do nothing.
He stood there.
Yeah.
And that we might have poked the proverbial bee's nest as it was, and we were already on thin ice with Duncan to begin with because we got.
And
our
then
ass
we-
She
handed to us.
interrupts you
Ben.
and goes, "There's no such thing as thin ice with Duncan. He's a murderer."
I mean,
What did you do?
I know, he
You
killed
went
me.
to the canyon?
I mean, I got better.
Oh,
What
yeah,
do you mean he
twice.
killed you?
I got better.
He did get better.
I look great.
I see that.
And these are the ones
Non-necromantically.
I used to be the guy.
So do you want her help?
She does a double take at you and sees that now your features have changed. She goes,
Long story. Let's worry about Duncan first. I'll
So
tell you anything you want.
Do you want her
afterwards.
help or not?
"Want your help?
We
You
kinda-
caused this."
Are you gonna help us fix it?
She,
Good news.
The
his
blood-
dragon's dead.
the blood of every Elysian that falls is on your hands. For causing
Bernardo
this.
didn't do anything.
Bernard really didn't do anything. He got smacked around the whole time.
She says,
Not enough.
Duncan has never left the canyon in such force.
Wow.
He has
Really pissed him
always.
Okay.
He has always.
I guess we're a real thorn in his side.
Alicia, mount your armies. We move on the canyon now while it's undefended.
She goes, "We don't have an army. We're librarians."
Raise the Dewey Decimal System. We move on the canyon.
So what you're telling me is you have no.
We've never needed defenses. Our only major defensive ally in the region is Glavier. And now I have to send word to the Baron to send troops.
Okay, so you can do that, or you can do my favorite method of getting out of trouble, and that's
Scram.
you know,
Run away.
running the fuck away.
We can't surrender the library.
Then burn
the
it to the
Library of
ground.
Belief,
She's
we
right.
cannot burn it.
Burn it down.
The
Do
amount
you care
of knowledge.
that much about the books?
Yes.
Yes.
You don't understand
Librarians.
the wealth of that library holds and the power of the sages therein.
There's money in the books.
Is there a way we can start moving them through magical means to a safer location?
His daughter's about to-
There,
That sounds horrible.
Not enough time.
not enough time.
His daughter's
guys.
There are wards and protections on the library to prevent it from burning down, to protect it from arsonists
But not
and
someone-
damage, but never to move it. It was never needed.
Can
Gotcha.
Can I
Alicia, don't bother. We'll go to Glavier.
give me 1 second?
Then Duncan will follow us there, and you'll get your little raising Glavier
His
wish.
scrying
Yeah,
only
but
showed
it's
them
on
flying,
the
his
way.
army marching.
They're just gonna
They're
march
not
through
flying.
the city.
They're all marching.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, they're on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll interject. Can I have a rod of widen? Because I got this like earthquake spell. I'd like to,
Hey, we brought
I'd
an
like
army
to
here.
drop
Can
this
I have
army
it?
into their area.
She goes, "No, I'm not lending you anything else
I
ever again."
didn't
ever."
say lend, but thank you.
All right, if I can help solve your book problem, can you help us at the very least?
I push him aside like,
Wait, no.
no. We owe her. We're not in the position of negotiation. We need. No, there's one thing we do need. I need as much lantern oil as you got. We can hurt that army, and we will fight that army with you.
So do you want help with your books or not?
She says, "You will stay and defend, and you will fight to the death, or I'll kill you personally."
Okay.
So do you want?
Why don't you
help?
apply that to Duncan?
Do you want?
Even Bernardo?
Bernardo has my permission to stand trial before execution.
Fair enough.
Okay. I
also-
demand trial by combat.
would
She'll
also,
accept.
I also bring up the thing about the shepherd and that maybe Duncan is because we did kill Zachariah and Joe before.
Yeah.
I would mention that saying, look, we killed them. We even cashed down Zachariah's bounty. The back.
I do want to point out though that Joe and the cleric didn't turn into dust when they died.
Yeah.
That is true.
They were bodies, and we took the cleric's body. So,
But Duncan kept a
obviously-
lot of his good stuff for himself.
Yeah, but I do want to bring up that Van did turn to dust when we fought Duncan.
Yeah, it was disintegration.
Either way, I
That-
point that out
that
to her,
happens.
saying that is a concern.
So once again, don't
But
correlate
yes, we will
certain
fight.
things with other things.
But if you guys have any lantern oil, I can make that army a little smaller.
Okay. She says,
Oh, yeah, that did it.
As
well,
much as you got.
they don't have a lot.
Okay.
They're on your doorstep, and they've got 0 preparation.
All right.
So
We
it's whatever
need the
you can get in
grease
2
spell.
hours. She says, whatever you can get in 2 hours, make use of it, but you'll be standing your ground.
If
Do
I
you
were to
have
cheat-
Oh, in 2 hours?
Miss Lydia?
Yes, the army's 2 hours away.
You know, for a guy who said you could walk away anytime you want, he gives us a lot of not walking away options.
I mean, you guys still can. Like, she doesn't know about the ship or anything. You could
Or
just.
the shade walking.
Yeah, I say we go and handle this in Glavir, where the townspeople will actually be useful in the fight.
Here's the thing, though.
I understand what you're saying, but the library is.
I mean, she is a cunt.
The cleric version.
Well, why don't we just go to Apothelassos and
You
make
can't
the
say
horse?
every woman in here is a cunt. That's
No,
not how
not
this
all of
works.
them.
You said that about Apothelassos. That's why we left it.
I didn't say that about Apothelassos.
You all
did say
agreed.
Was I one of them? I mean, well, I agreed with it.
You all
Your cockney
agreed
slang
that.
comes out
You
a lot.
can't say that. They're looking out for their areas that
This
they.
is
I would still tell her.
I also don't
exactly
think Sierra much enjoys the fact that you use that word.
I don't think she likes that word either. I think you don't
Okay,
like that. I will
so-
stop saying that word.
Door ready.
This is what I want.
And reduces touch.
All right.
Tell me what you
You
want.
guys had one extended rest.
Yep.
And you were already prepping for a fight because your plan was to go back. So you may prep offensively. Okay.
I have a couple questions.
Nope.
I will answer them in a second.
Let him finish.
All right. We're gonna wrap it up here tonight, and next week will be the defense of Elise.
Well, this is important to the defense of Elise.
Okay.
Right, which question?
What are your questions?
First question: can I use a scroll of word of recall to send those books?
No. Word of recall targets creatures, not objects. You
How
could
many-
send people
how
holding
many-
the books.
How many sages are there?
12.
12. Could I send all 12 of them to my home
Loaded up with
You
books.
could.
with books?
Bag of holding the books.
Yes, you could, but that
That's a
may
lot of
be
books.
like 1/25 of the library.
We save the sages.
Could I save the sages and potentially the
Will they get most of their knowledge from the book?
most important
Alright.
texts?
Blake, I got 2 questions for you.
You could, yes.
Do we still have a siege weapon on the boat?
I will offer her. I think
We had a ballista
that
last
boon.
time I checked.
We have at least a ballistic.
Second, could we move the
Should
books
she
onto the
choose
boat
To accept it.
and then fold the boat up,
Yeah.
thus protecting the books?
Good idea.
She says no. The amount of time it would take to move all the books onto the boat, we would get attacked before it's done. She says no, the sages themselves are trained to defend the library, so they're going to stay and fight to the death. So it's easier, it's better for them to just encase the entire library in a wall of stone and man the front door than it is to try to flee at this point.
I'm not
So they're
saying
gonna turtle up.
fleeing. I'm just saying it'd be easier to protect the books if they were this big.
Yes.
If we had more time, we could put them even in large sacks and shrink the sacks down. And then
Or
we
just
can-
cast
Yes.
a bunch of unseen servants to move them while we prep for the fight.
And she says, those are great ideas if we had weeks to prepare. But for every unseen servant I cast or we cast, that's
One
one
less
less offensive spell we're using to destroy the enemy. And the enemy is here.
All right, so better than 2
So
hours.
the sages are going to defend the library, and it is their charge.
How many artillery type spells do you guys have?
Prepared many because we assumed this day would come. So we're going to take up defenses in the tower. You will
assumed this
defend the
day
base
would
of the
come,
tower.
but never prepared to move the
What are
library.
your So what does your standing militia look like? I know you don't have a standing army, but there are obviously some men here who have been trained to fight.
There are 12 sages who are each level 6 wizards. There's herself, who's a powerful wizard, and her entourage of acolytes, which are all powerful wizards. but
Oh, look.
they crumble in melee, and they don't have. That's the thing is like they're not prepared for a fight. They're prepared for their regular like maintenance, daily operations. So like 100% of their offensive capability is going to be coming from reprep and scrolls and like usage discharge items.
All right. How high is the tower up off the base of the ground?
Her tower is 6 stories.
That's not very high.
What is?
No, this is a city though. So
That's like 60
Higher than
feet.
yours.
I just.
Yeah.
She's 17.
I would say that's about 60 feet, probably 10 feet
like
per
17.
floor.
So-
Easily, yeah.
But she's gonna remind you that like this is a magically bolstered army. So there will be certain things that like they have also prepared for. Like they're gonna have clerics like outfitted for fighting with like bark skin, magic circle against good, like
Haha.
like all of their homies are gonna be beefed up.
Haha. I can get around that defense against good.
Yeah, but all of them are good. So spells they cast are gonna be a little bit nerfed. Or at least they'll have bonuses to save against them.
This is actually important. What season of the year is it?
Summer.
Because can we have a control weather
Spring,
scroll?
winter, fall.
I don't know. Roll a d4. 1 is spring.
4.
Winter.
Frigid cold blizzard or thaw? Late winter be hurricane
Blizzard.
force winds.
We want blizzard.
So we can make hurricane force winds or a blizzard
You can
Blizzard's
stall
over.
them for the very least.
No,
within a 2-mile radius.
but yeah, but then
Maybe
again,
so
this
they
is
need
more
to use it.
plotting the actual tactics, which you said we were going to do next week, correct?
Well, we're going to do that over the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting
Wow.
next session, we're going to be rolling initiative for the fight. So, yeah, combat tactics can be worked out over the week. Prep your spells over the week. Finish leveling up over the week. We'll very shortly, over the course of the week, I will assess the combat effectiveness of Elise and prepare accordingly.
Say over the week again.
Over the week.
Thank you.
Okay, a couple of things. Each table's got at least one caster. So there is just like we did with the defense of Glendale Close, there's a very good chance that you are going to be in control of some of the defendants who are also casters, and maybe some of the militia. Okay, so just be prepared for additional turn orders, and that kind of thing next week.
Well, no. More factual.
I'm already at max break, bitch.